Okay, guys. So, sorry, I've got a few things I'm doing here. So the goal of today's class, okay, announcements. I was just fiddling around with some of the settings with some of the members. So thank you guys for helping me there. If you don't already know, quick update, we're restructuring the way that classes work. So every Sunday, we are going to be alternating between a subject matter class, which is effectively teaching you with an asset of sorts, with notes of sorts, something about Dota, right? So last week, for people's reference, we can pull it up real quick. Last week, what we talked about was levels of CS training. So this is going to turn into a video. You guys are helping me make some content here. But so the first step of CS training was maintaining lane equilibrium. The second step of CSing was learning to remove turn rate, which is done by a stop A mechanic. If you guys want any details on all of this stuff, you can watch the recording of the class from last week, or you can wait for the video I'm going to make off of this. Level 3 is removing the front swing on your attack by holding down right click and spamming stop. And then level 4 is asyncing and desyncing creeps while maintaining lane equilibrium. So the goal in level 5, last but not least, is doing all of these things and getting 30 CS out of 48. Now, I might change that a little bit, but this was something that my goal from this was to have you guys have drills that you can do. So I just need to hear honestly from you guys. Nobody's in fucking trouble. I didn't make it. Did anybody do these drills this week? The answer is no, then it's fine. Okay. You did the drills twice. And Cena did the drills as well. Can you guys tell me how many times you did it and for how long you did it? Okay. Until it felt like I couldn't improve. Okay. So the final step for me today was I don't know how to best conduct this, so I wanted to hear from you guys for your own sake. 15 minutes each go, maybe 10 times. Okay, so actually a few hours dedicated from some of you. That's fantastic. Okay. So let's stop typing. Let's stop typing for a second just to clear the air. Looks like some people did it. Very cool. So I'm gonna go back to Dota. So something that I wanted to give you guys is a meaningful way to actually practice this together, to encourage people within the server to practice these things together in the best setting possible. And in this class, it's me facilitating that, basically. So what I learned, for anybody who wants to join, okay, we're not going to join yet. I need to ask you guys how we best do this. But if you want to join this, you can go to your Dota tab, channels down here, and you need to go to user and type BSJ classes like this. I don't see it because I made the channel. So you need to type this in the channels tab, user tab, BSJ classes. So anybody who wants to join. So the idea behind this, I'm going to go ahead and invite the people that are here. Can like a few of you join? Or even just one? I'll just accept one. I'm just going to accept one for now. Sorry, I'm accepting one. So the goal of this is that we have demo with friends typed on. Everybody has to have this checked. If you don't have this checked, we can't do it. But the goal I thought for this activity is that we're going to demo hero. He needs to accept it. I think it gives him like an invite of sorts. I actually need to like see what it does for him. Actually, I'm gonna quit. I didn't do it this time. You have demo with friends checked? Are you in the other demo lobby still? You might still be in the other demo lobby. Make sure you leave that lobby. I'm not sure how it works. Can you start a demo lobby yourself? I want to see this from my perspective. You're saying you just started. Can you try starting again? You're in. It seems unreliable. Okay, sorry. We're gonna boot you for a second and try somebody else. Just for the sake of this. Can you guys request again? I'm gonna share my party. Okay. Okay, we got 2 people that requested. Make sure you guys have this checked. And demo. I mean, I'm still learning this. I didn't know it would be this complicated, so I didn't plan this. Are your party your friends, though? That's, like, my concern. My goal is that we don't have to be friends with each other on Steam in order to do this, because, like, I don't want everybody in the server to have to add each other all the time and stuff, that it could just be, like, a casual thing people show up to. Doesn't seem to work. Invite to demo. Does it have to be, like, here? Invite to demo mode. Can I, like, invite you? Can I invite you? Does that work? Can you guys make sure you have messages from non-friends turned on? Social, all players. Hey, somebody's in. I believe, hello. On social, you need to have all players, and we need to have, like, there's some setting for accepting invites from people. You need to make sure that you don't have these settings on. Okay, yeah, it's right here. Oops. So don't block party invites from non-friends. Okay, so we've got it now. So what I want to do is let's kill the creeps. Okay, so the person that's on Dire right now, can you just turn into a hero that you would like to practice? You can select your hero and change it. Okay, let's go. Buy yourself some starting items. So the rule I'm going to make for this actually is you can use aggro, of course, but don't actually like try to kill the other guy. You know, in an ideal world, we would have like tangos and trees to go off of, but I want to try this real quick. So you're allowed to aggro off of me and stuff, but don't like bully me out of lane, basically. We're going to see how it works. Maybe I do need you to be allowed to bully me out of lane. You're range versus melee. Not really fair. Oh wait, there's no more creeps coming. What the fuck? Sorry, I just killed the wave because there were like no more creeps coming. Okay. Maybe we should be allowed to attack each other? Oh, is he leveling up? I have experience going. Okay. I'm gonna pause. Okay. So I'm thinking about this. I understand your guys' objections. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna make this rule for now. I don't get vision for my tower. Oh, that is strange. Wait, you didn't change teams properly? Or, yeah, you're still up here. Can you, like, try changing teams? Yeah. You should have vision from your tower now. You have vision from your tower? Okay. Something bugged up where you swap teams, but it didn't swap you. Okay. Okay, guys. So there's going to be multiple levels to this. This is all good points. So the number one thing that I want you guys to learn from this is to use aggro to fuck with each other's CS. And to try to do all of the things that we were doing before with A stop A to time against somebody as they're trying to attack as well. So our goal from this is for you to buy starting items, to remove experience gain, and to simply... we can add all vision as well. It doesn't really matter. And to basically do this. Like, go ahead and play with me again, co-op here. I know it's not ideal since harassing is a part of laning. But there was like a point where I fucked with your CS. Like, I can do this and drag it away from you. I fucked it up for some reason. So, like, we're just CSing against each other. Like, I'm kind of simulating. So you would learn to go for the deny there since I'm going to take the CS. Oh, well, he just fucking owned me, so. Is it, like, not going to spawn more creeps? Is it, like, super buggy? Is it going to spawn more creeps? It just doesn't spawn creeps. I'm learning what's going wrong here. Like, I can fuck with the aggro of this and make it so he's going to miss it. See? Oh, shit, he's owning me. I guess for every creep wave, you have to, like, fucking do this. I don't know why. You have to, like, check it, uncheck it. I mean, the problem with full map demo is then you have to, like, load a full map. But maybe it's okay. Here, let's try that real quick. Maybe that's better. Let's try that. Go ahead and exit the game. I'm going to do a full map. Demo. It's so wonky without harass. I'm going to invite you in. Invite the demo mode. Are you invited? You don't see an invite? Like, what if I invite you guys? Are you able to join? Hold on. And it seems like it's like unreliable to get people to join. You don't see an invite. Okay. This is confusing. Sorry, guys. I didn't want to, like, spend a lot of the class figuring this out. So we're going to try this. Make sure if you guys want to play for the... So this is calling all people that want to play. Make sure that you do not have block party or block guild invite. Do not block party invites from non-friends. You can block guild invites. That's useless. But block party invites from non-friends needs to be unchecked and allowed chat all players. Let's make sure we have that. And then I'm going to demo and invite you guys. I'm going to share my party again. So anybody who's in this channel. Okay. So invite, I need to create the demo mode. Also, make sure you have demo with friends checked. Please make sure that that if you select this, it says demo with friends. Okay, we've got people. Anybody else? Did nobody else get in? Just takes a bit for it to load. So it probably takes a lot longer to load if you guys... Okay, so people got in. Okay, so the demo mode map takes way longer to load. Good to know. Okay, and you guys probably have, like, massive ping, right? You guys probably have, like, 200 ping or something, like Red Rover or something. Okay. So... The goal here, guys, this is what I want from today's class. I want people to have a place for them to do this together, and then I would like to spend the last 15 or so minutes watching two of you and just seeing what you're doing and giving some pointers. So my idea for this is that I'm going to give you all the settings, which you need to remove experience gain. And then I would need to swap teams. I'm going to fucking die, huh? Do I die here? Ah! Okay. And then, like, we can agree to, like, hey, meet mid. And you can use teleport to go mid. Like this. Does somebody want to come fight me? Oh, you can't lane 2v1, guys. Somebody come CS against me, pussies. Buy yourself some items. Okay, I did. The part he didn't get was the no fucking ability casting. Okay, so the point about drills is for us to be honing in on certain aspects of the game. So all we're trying to do right now is fuck with each other's CS. Like that. I know he's on ping, so it's like, he's gonna look bad, but... So I'm like, oh, the lane's bad for me? I actually need to attack it forward. Like, this is just like advanced CS drill, right? Because you have somebody else fucking with a CS. This is basically trained Polygon with a human. Basically what we're doing here. You gonna fucking go for the creep? fucking trying to beam. But I'll be honest with you guys. It's like actually hard to talk to you guys because I'm focusing like pretty hard right now. But okay. So the whole goal of this drill is that nobody is using spells. People are just CSing. So the point about all of this is that when you're level 1 and 2 in lane, the majority of the lane is not using spells. That is just the majority of the lane. And so there are going to be times where you're using spells, but in my experience, a lot of people I've coached become overly reliant on their spells. They use too much mana, or they aren't good at just straight up raw CSing. And it's actually a problem for me too. So the goal of this drill is to isolate CSing. You're now only allowed to use mechanics that are not your hero's skills and killing the other guy. So let's get people paired up based on the region that they're in. So, can people use the chat? Don't use Discord chat. It's too confusing because you guys all have different Steam names. Can you guys type in the BSJ classes thing and say, hey, I'm US East, and then send an invite? So no spells, no harass. Your goal is to just lane against each other. So if 2 of you get in one, I would like to watch you guys. I would like to watch you lane against each other. And you guys are both picking a hero that you want to practice CSing with. So, not my party. I'm going to kick you. Okay, guys, this is the quick run through. Let me take note of the settings. 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 For all of you to participate, you must have social, all players, allowed chat marked, and do not mark block party invites. Also, you must go to this demo hero and check demo with friends. And then once you choose the demo, so you're going to load into a full lobby. You're going to start the game. Start demo. Start demo. You're going to tab back out of the demo, so you're still in here, right? And you're going to right-click whoever you're trying to invite. So, like, if I want to invite this, I just right-click his name and invite to demo mode. And that's how you get somebody in your game. One person swaps teams. Buy starting items. Turn off experience gain. So just make sure you go to global, more. Global, more. Turn off experience gain. So like do this. Is anybody in the class? I mean, the demo with friends setting, I mean, people were saying they weren't getting it before. Can you, one of you share your guys' screen with the class? Can I like invite you up and you're able to share your screen? Let me invite you up. Are you able to share your screen from here? Bottom middle?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, we're going to watch Pepe Le Croc together, guys. Okay, so you guys are in a smaller lobby, but that's fine. Okay. So everyone in the class is watching this together. Let me just share the stream properly. Yeah. Oh wait, this is horrible. Okay. So go ahead and turn on the creeps. And we're just gonna see how you guys do. I'm just watching here. It's a little laggy, unfortunately. Okay, so it's clear that the... Oh, wait, never mind, it's working. Okay, I'm coaching Puck right now. Make sure you don't miss that enemy range creep. Nice. Okay, see that? Utilized Jakiro going for the other creep. That was great, actually. Nice. So specifically, Jakiro's a funny one because you want to time it between his two hits. If you're like a god. Are you allowed to hit the other person? Right now, we're trying limiting harass because there's no like real way to simulate regen in these side lanes. The goal is to simply use aggro and positioning to influence CS. So one thing I want one of you to try to do is to purposely pull creeps off of one of your creeps that's going to be low. Like you could draw aggro off your range before that. Yeah, okay. Like what Esco's doing, but you want to do it when it's like 1 or 2 hits. Let's see if we can get that to get people. I'm pretty certain that not bullying people out of lane is important here because it's a completely separate mechanic. Because the point of drills is to isolate things as much as possible. You could turn invulnerable on you. Interesting. I'm wondering if I'm able to get this recording somehow. I don't think so. Okay. My question... Can you two pause right now? The 2 people on my screen? You can use F9 or whatever the hotkey is. My question, honestly, guys, because I don't know. Does this feel helpful to you? And please do not feel pressured to say yes. I want honesty matters way more than me feeling good. We need something else here. I feel like personally, no harass shifts the dynamic so much. What is it about it that bothers you guys so much? Because for me, I understand that it changes the dynamic, but for me, it's interesting to see how many ways you can fuck with CS. Like, it's interesting to me, but I'm wondering, like, what's the problem? It's really interesting to try CSing with just focus on creep manipulation. I think this should be a one-sided drill. One person does all the CS drilling stuff, and the other person only tries to deny. I guess my question for you guys is, I mean, I'm curious why this drill needs to be competitive, because for me, drills don't need to be competitive. Maybe if you focus on one way to mess with CS. Okay, let's try this. I like that idea. Go ahead and before we take any more feedback, I want to let's try. Can you click creeps off and click them back on? It's on the left panel. Okay, so let's try this again. Jakiro, your job is to deny, and Puck's job is to CS. I want to try. I want to see what happens here. Only go for denies on Jakiro and only go for CS on Puck. You can like hit your own creeps on Puck for your own practice, but I want to see what happens here. Yeah, you're allowed to do anything you want to make him miss CS and get denies. Okay. Try unpause the game and let's see how it goes. Are the creeps like not spawning or what? You can like every time this happens, just click them off and click them back. Oh, okay, they're there. They don't need to die, I don't think. There's like something buggy about turning it on and turning it back off. I mean, it's interesting because Jakiro, you're allowed to like hit each other in terms of like you don't have to worry about doing it on accident, but okay. My question, can you guys go ahead and pause? For me, that seemed less helpful, but I'm not sure if it's more helpful for you guys. That seemed less helpful, but that's just my initial perspective. Okay, that is way worse. Okay. I'm curious. Yeah, I didn't like it either. Okay, it's worth trying ideas. That's what we're here for because I'm not as invested in how much you guys get out of this class. I'm trying to help create a system for you guys to practice with. Okay, is there anybody here who's on EU West that would come play me? I don't think it's good if I'm playing against somebody on high ping. Since Greenman's already played against me, Cena, what's your name on here? Are you in here? Pharasma. Okay. I'm going to go to demo mode, full map. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Can you stop streaming? Thank you. I'm going to boot you from here for a sec. Cena, I'm going to invite you. Invite to demo mode. Actually, I'm gonna change hero. What's an example of a hero that like can only really CS? It's like Wind Ranger. Is Cena not see the invite? Nothing happened. Did you change all the settings that I mentioned? Do you have social block party from non-invite friends? Check. Interesting. Seems like it's a bit unreliable. I'm gonna got to turn off experience. I'm gonna try Green Man just to see if it's something specific with Parasma or if it's something to do with the game. Yeah, sorry guys. I know we want this class to be really efficient, but this is kind of the point of the classes is for me to help build an activity with you guys, and then I can set it up on the server to give you guys instructions so that you can do this on your own time. Try again? Okay. Or no, that's sorry, that was invite the party. That's Did you get the invite or no? Try again. You got the invite? It gave you an error. I'm gonna try again. Okay, you're in? Okay. I'm gonna give myself some starting items. Let these creeps die off and we'll start on the next creep wave. I'm getting owned. It's funny because I've known I need CS practice on Wind Ranger because she's not one of my good heroes. Am I really fucking this up? You're owning me, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna start narrating as like a last person. For me, this is helpful. I do think the bigger map is better. That is my first thought as well. Fuck. Oh, I see what's happening here. So if I use right click, hold stop to CS and he moves the creep, I'm fucking it up actually. How did I miss that uphill? Bullshit. Really pushing the limits with that link there. I mean, it does give you good practice to not draw tower aggro when you're trying to fuck with my CS. Honestly, that dynamic happens a lot in mid lane. That one we just saw. Oof. So, like, this is me practicing, like, aggroing the creep towards me when it's about to die. So, like, in that one, I got the CS. It's really funny how often neither person gets the CS when you're both really going for it. Dude, I'm already getting better at holding right-click to get denies when I know he's going to move the creep. Is this class for me or for you guys? Also, I'm canceling Wind Ranger's attack animation a lot. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna be done with this in just a sec. I'm actually super fascinated by what's happening here. Wonder if this is like really boring for you guys. I don't think I could have gone there. You could stare at Dota all day? Nice. Okay, so I'm going to say this right now. This has helped me a lot. But it's not good if it doesn't feel helpful to you guys. Like, not watching, but like you doing it yourselves. Oof. He's making me practice using my fucking caps lock hotkey to make sure I target the CS. You can double click free spells to give yourself full HP. I don't know if it works for the other guy. I guess it only works for host, maybe. I can sense his concentration fading. I can sense it. Do you guys see it too? I feel like Greenman's concentration is fading. Fuck, yeah, he stepped it up. You can like buy yourself a salve or something. I'm not gonna hit you. How do we balance that? You guys all get a piece if I make TI? That was an interesting aggro move by you. I mean, you can like, I feel like I feel like the harassing is not necessary to make this engaging, because it's not that harassing's like bad or whatever. It's like it's a separate part of the lane though. For me, I'm like learning like, oh, I didn't fuck it up properly. Like what times is good to fuck with the CS and what times is good to just like time him for it. You know, fucking drag creeps. What are you fucking doing? Okay, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause here. Okay. So sure, I can invite you up. We talk about it. That's fine. What's up?
Hello. Hello. Um, so it's definitely interesting. I'm just not sure what I'm learning exactly. That's I guess that's kind of my question because you can see I'm doing all kinds of weird, sort of degenerate stuff that wouldn't be possible if like harassing was allowed or if spells were allowed. You know what I mean? Like walking into the creep brave, trying to like body block you, and doing all kinds of weird
Yeah.
shenanigans just to sort of eke out an advantage. So like those are skills, but those are skills that you will very rarely actually be able to use in a normal lane, if that makes any sense.
Did you see me doing that at all?
No, not really.
I mean, my question to your question is, or to your statement is, why do you need to do that? Just like do normal things.
Um, because my normal thing is like if I can feel like I'm 50, if I'm about to 50-50 a last hit, I just click the enemy instead, and then I get like a harass advantage. And
I
like part of like drawing aggro is you kind of create a safe space around you because you can like click the enemy to kind of keep them at a distance, and you can draw them in for a safe distance. While here I'm like walking behind the tower basically, right? Which
but
is you
like
would
I
never
said,
normally
I'm
let
not gonna
happen.
do that though, right? Like I'm saying, like
Right. I
if
don't know. I guess I would have to like think about how to not do that and like what I would normally because the no harassing it definitely messes with my head a lot
I mean,
when
it's
I
really
and you can
interesting
see
that
like
you're
I'm
telling me
doing
you
all
have to
kinds of
think
weird
about
stuff.
what you normally do when I just tell you not to finish the attack. You know what I mean? Because it
Yeah,
doesn't actually change anything about how you're playing the lane. Like I'm curious because like
it doesn't. I mean, to me
what
it
I'm
does.
saying is like you like if I would normally be attacking you, I'm just not attacking you. If I want to draw aggro, I draw aggro. If I know that I would die to you if I walked up this far, I'm like not gonna walk that far up. Do you, like that's like
Um,
I don't.
I actually I don't know, but all I can say is that I'm doing all kinds of weird stuff that I would normally never do, or that would normally not be possible just because of the like no harass thing.
Okay,
And I don't
I'm
know if I can
curious.
turn that off
I'm curious
somehow.
if you could consciously try to turn it off. Like I actually have no
I
idea
can
why you can't turn it off. Like that to me is
I can
confusing.
try. I can definitely try.
Yeah. So the question begs is my obvious statement, and I may be projecting, is your strategy is how do I get more CS and win this thing? I'm trying to learn here how to beat you at every CS. Like that's what I'm trying to learn. Like for me, what
Mhm.
happened was I was using a bunch of different mechanics. Like I'm just trying shit where I'm like consciously deciding I'm gonna fuck with that creep. I'm not gonna change the timing and I'm just gonna 50-50 it with you. I'm gonna draw aggro off of these two creeps instead of these four. Like I was trying different stuff because I know the only way I can get the CS from you is to fuck with it. Like that's the only thing I can do. So I'm trying
Mm.
to eliminate options for people in order to expand your creativity within one realm of the lane.
Right, right.
So for me, it's not about beating you in this lane.
Mhm.
It's about how do I like what are the different approaches that I can take to this scenario because there are a lot of times in lane where I probably try to harass over CSing or I try to aggro over just 50-50ing it. And for me, I feel like I don't get enough time to consciously think about how useful it is to just CS. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I remember I had a coaching session a really long time ago. This was like 4 or 5 years ago with Koikfa, who was teaching me mid Venge. And he basically told me that the reason I can't play mid Venge is because my raw CSing is bad. He basically said, like, all of these little things I'm trying to do with you right now sucked. And he was right. Like, and I still struggle with this because I haven't like religiously practiced it in any way. So in my way, in its own way, I'm trying to think of drills that would meaningfully help me because I think they'll also help you guys. Like, I don't think these are drills that like only an 11K should do or whatever. But I do want to hear from you guys about why it may not work for you or it may struggle with you. Right now, the only thing I'm hearing is you're trying to get an advantage. And none of the things I will ever teach you is going to create who's going to win or not.
Right.
None
Right.
of
I
this
need
is
to like
about
think
winning.
about it in a different way.
Yeah, trying to
This is very complicated for me. I find it very difficult to like isolate these like different skills, like view them as like a like to me laning is like one continuous thing and I can't really pull it apart. I don't know if that makes any sense.
my this is my food for thought or like my like contrarian statement is maybe because you've never tried.
Mhm.
Like
Sure, yeah.
there's
I'm
argument
just not
that
sure how.
maybe it's actually really useful to be able to break down things into smaller bite-sized pieces and nobody's ever taught you that, for instance.
Yeah.
Um and it's not even like me saying, like I'm of course not trying to say like you're stupid or something. For me it's like um I my question is if you can't do that, then like how do you work on your laning?
Um just by playing the game basically or just like 1v1ing people.
Hmm.
That's basically the answer. You know what I think? I just thought about it a little bit. I think what it is all these weird things that I'm doing in the lane, like walking up really far, are things that I think I would do if I felt comfortable doing them in the lane. Like I would actually sometimes do that stuff if like if you have like a regen or something and you know you're gonna heal to full. You can like really walk up far and like fuck with people's yeah. So it's not but because that limiter that's usually there, which is like your HP, you're taking damage, isn't there anymore, you can like push it much further than usually. Because I don't think I literally just pulled all those random techniques out of my ass. Like I think I definitely that definitely comes from somewhere, and it's like I think it's the lack of the limiter of like having to not be concerned about my HP at all makes me like play the lane very differently.
Go ahead and pause for a second. One second. Uh, Out of curiosity, this is, I mean, no offense. Did you play sports?
No.
Okay. That might be necessary context for me.
Okay. Well, I mean, I very briefly, but I always hated it and I always sucked at it.
It wasn't meant to be like, what I'm trying to say is what Galder said in chat is like basically what I learned in sports is like you practice skills that seem not useful in isolation, but it's more about creating habits. Like for me, this is the equivalent of my basketball where people just practice dribbling for 45 minutes. And it's like you do things in these dribbling drills that you would literally never do in a Dota game, or sorry, in a basketball
Right.
game.
Right.
But it makes you way better at dribbling. And like I can attest to this. So, um, but then at the same time, it's like this argument that like if you don't find it useful, you don't find it useful. But like,
Well, I don't really
um,
know if it's useful or not. How can I tell?
hmm, uh, Interesting. Because at the end of the day, part of my videos does need to be quote unquote selling people on the idea that this will be useful to them. But people aren't going to watch the video if they don't believe it will be innately useful to them. Like, this is me speaking unfiltered. I'm thinking, isn't it fucking obvious how drills are useful? Like, that's what I'm thinking. But I
And the
also
answer is no.
I also hear what you're saying, and my only thought was like, does this guy never play sports? Like, that was my immediate like, has he never played a sport? But obviously you're part of my audience, so meaning like it's 100. Like, if I have 15 of you guys in class, it's not like arbitrarily speaking. Obviously, it's like bias in some way, but each one of you is going to represent some degree of my audience, like people that watch my stuff. So like, if everyone that thinks like Greenman says this isn't useful to me at all, um, that how do I convince somebody who's never done sports drills? Like, now I'm realizing that the reason this is obviously useful to me is because of sports drills. But if you've never done sports drills, how do I tell you it's useful? Um ESJ, there are also people who play sports that also don't think drills are useful. This is so interesting. I mean, as a kid, I hated drills. Um Okay, I'm gonna put you back in the audience for now, Greenman, because I have to think about this out loud.
Mhm.
Thank you for your input, though. It does help a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Q and I are getting some reps in. Um, would you like to come up and talk about it for a second, Snail, or do you feel like there's not too much to say? It's not a sports versus not sports thing. It's about changing the way someone learns a skill. You have to want to decompose the task and learn skills in isolation. I'm not sure how to convince people that this is the best way to learn. Yeah. So for context, Galder's a teacher, and it's like, okay, come up, Snail. I'm gonna hear your thoughts, but I feel like out of everyone I've talked to in the server, I think Snail thinks the most like me. No, not don't get that, don't let that go to your head. That doesn't necessarily help me because you think a lot like me. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if that's helpful. Yeah, so I was just playing against Q mid. I think when we did no harass, it was like really interesting because I could think about actually like what the things I was doing meant to the last hits I was trying to do. So like if I was pulling creeps towards my ranged creep so I could get into deny range. I even started thinking about like syncing creeps up, which I don't think I've ever tried to do before because like you can't harass, so like you have to think about how can I actually make this impossible for him to last hit stuff. Yeah, we just played the same hero facing each other, so we had the same like same damage. So it's like literally like what can I do? He started like body blocking me to get to creeps, which like I've never seen him do before, but like I think he just like that's something that he could now like do because he wasn't focused on harassing. Um, so I think like it I was practicing stuff that I've never even really tried to do because usually it's just so much more obvious to try to just like hit the other person. And then we like said like okay like now let's hit each other and the whole thing turned into a circus and it was just like I don't know like it all fell apart for me. So like the first one was really helpful because I could focus on the techniques I was trying to practice and then when you added in harass it became like a stressful mess. But I do see how adding in harass like now changes things because some of the techniques that I was trying to do, like pulling creeps back to like latch onto my range creep, I'd take like 3 or 4 hits and then I couldn't even approach my range creep because like I just get out traded. So like I think you do need to add in the harass layer, but the first layer I think is like way more helpful in terms of practicing the actual CS mechanics.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna boot you into the audience for a second here. Okay. So the conundrum that we're left with is that there's probably a sizable portion, probably a large portion of the Dota community that would give. I wasn't prepared for this, just to be blunt. I was not prepared for this. But in hindsight, it's obvious. Let's pause the chat for a second. We're talking about let's pause the chat for a second. It's not that there's bad things. For me, as a kid, I hated drills. I also hated stretching. I also hated warm-ups. And in my adulthood, I've learned what happens when you don't stretch and you don't do warm-ups. And I've also seen in my Dota career what happens when I don't do drills. A lot of what I'm trying to teach is lessons that I've learned that I wish somebody told me to do. So in a way, I'm trying to help my past self. That's like what I'm trying to do, because I don't know if this makes sense, but I kind of view all of my viewers who are not as high rank as me as like my past self. Like, what do I wish I knew when I was their rank? And honestly, a lot of these things are things I still don't do now. Like, so it's also selfish in the sense that this will help my Dota game. So it's like, what do I wish I knew when I was you guys in terms of rank? And what do I still need to learn now? So it's like a combination of both. Yeah, when I grew up, I did a bajillion basketball dribbling drills. And it makes you way better at dribbling. And I felt during this drill, obviously right now it feels bad to like try to convince people that this is useful. It does inherently feel bad, but that is my job as like a coach, as also a it's not as much as a coach, it's more like as a content creator, it is important that I have a selling point for people. I guess my thought for you guys, and I'm curious how this lands, is that I don't think anybody in most people in gaming have never been taught to learn. I think virtually any schooling system, very few of us, even myself, like I think I had very limited, but I got lucky with a few really good teachers and stuff, that nobody really teaches us how to learn. Nobody teaches us like the process of learning. And I've never had to articulate this until now, so I'm struggling. But this idea of breaking things down into as small a parts as you possibly can and dissecting the shit out of them is, for me, how you master something. I have to understand in detail, as detailed as possible, how each individual part of this bigger machine works. Otherwise, I can never truly put it all together. And the problem with drills is they're not sexy. I think the problem with all meaningful growth, in my opinion, is that it's not sexy. Like, there's not much sexy about just repeating the same action over and over again and waking up and doing yoga and waking up and eating a healthy breakfast and going to the gym. Like, none of this shit's sexy, you know? It's not fun. It's not. But, like, you know, I guess my question when I think about it is, like, what does it take? This is my question to you guys. What does it take for you to approach this with an open mind? Like, if I'm being blunt, it feels like I'm being blunt now. It feels like Greenman and Evandre have a closed mind about this. Like, these are just examples. It's not just you two. But from what you guys said, it's like maybe I'm projecting, but it just feels like it feels like what I need from people who believe in me, who trust me, is that like, okay, BSJ believes this is useful. I'm going to go into this 100% assuming it's useful and try to find confirmation. Like, what I'm basically asking you guys to do is to trust, not try to figure out why it's useful, but to like go into it trusting it's going to be useful and then do it. Because I'm so certain it's useful. Like, I literally did this for 5 minutes and I was like, holy shit, that was so useful. And so, like, for myself, I'm like, damn, that was good. But then I hear, like, what was the use of that? And so, I don't know how to bridge this gap, actually. I actually don't know how to bridge this gap. But it needs to be stated somehow in my content because, I feel like Green Man and Andre like to break games, find cracks, and press on them. It's what makes them good gamers. Yeah, I mean, I think what boils down there is that I didn't even mind what Green Man was doing. I didn't even have a problem with that. Like, for me, what he was saying as a problem, like, wasn't a problem. For me, he's trying to make it a normal Dota game in his head, and it's not a normal Dota game. If he wants to try to win it, sure. But, like, my problem is if you're trying to win a drill, then you're not learning anything. There's no such thing as, like, winning and learning at the same time. Like, you're either optimizing to win or optimizing to learn. So then the whole question comes into, am I optimizing to win or optimizing to learn? And unless you're a TI, there's theoretically no reason to optimize to win other than for your own ego. So how many times do you want me to explain a concept to you? One way, in a way that I understand. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is maybe this just isn't for everyone. Maybe that's the answer. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, guys, you're learning with me, and if I offended anybody, I really do apologize. You guys challenging me is essential for me to understanding what's happening here, so it is always, like, I always try to work on perspective taking. It is very difficult, though. So I know that we're all different in the way that we approach things, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be useful to everybody. This is actually very interesting. It makes me think a lot about how I actually view laning and why it feels so difficult to CS normally without harass. I'm an open mind and more willing to do than, but I always. Yeah, I mean, I want you to understand what's going on. Yeah. I guess there's just been times in my life where somebody like Dr. K tells me something useful and I know I don't understand right now and I just do it anyways. And to some degree, that's like coachability. I think to some degree. I don't know if you guys ever met her or saw her, but it was Lily. And her name was Lily and her name was Alaska as a screen name. And she was like, she literally came in and I asked, she seemed like really coachable. And I asked her, like, what is she, like, how does she get coached? And she's like, why is she so coachable? And she said, because you've played this game longer than me. So if you tell me it's useful, I'm just going to do it. And I was like, huh. That was weird to me. One optimizes to win and the other optimizes to win. It's frustrating. And then it comes to game where if both are friendly, they earn more. If one optimizes to win and the other, are you saying they both try to win? I think it's interesting because I think there's balance in everything, but there's times where I will understand and there's times where I won't understand. And if I don't understand, I just do it while paying attention and learning to understand while I go. I don't think it's possible to always know and understand what you're going to do before you do it. So I have to go in like 5-10 minutes. I think a great balance comes when both... Okay, so let's spend the last 10 minutes on how you guys would benefit the most from this drill. Because at the end of the day, if the drill is not for you right now, I guess the best thing I can encourage is to have an open mind. And if this just isn't interesting to you, then that's fine. You know, I am new to this, so it's a work in progress. Just this whole, like, turning this into an actionable thing. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I am testing this drill, but, like, for me, after testing it, I felt like it was really useful. So somebody had a custom games. Somebody had a custom game. Last Hit Trainer Plus. Let's check this out. Is this better than what I'm doing? Can I create this and you guys join? What happened here? What is it doing? Am I crazy? Oh, is it because he's in here? Oh, so, yeah, so this is not multiplayer is the problem. So this is just me.
Well, look who it is.
For me, this is obviously fine, but it's like nowhere near as good as playing against somebody. Yeah, I mean, this is better than CS Trainer, but this is not at all competing with what I'm trying to do. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not the same for sure. I was making sure that there wasn't a better way to do what we're doing here. Hmm. For example, you notice that you got to practice auto-click deny as the creep moves. Other players might have something else that they would like to get the habit of doing, but maybe they haven't figured out what it is yet. Okay. It's so interesting to me. It's so interesting to me because I do have to go in like 5 minutes, but it's so interesting because I'm asking myself if I was trying to convince 30 or 20-year-old BSJ that if he's playing to win, he's griefing himself, how would I convince him? I mean, maybe you just can't convince people. Maybe it's just stating it and letting them do with it what they will. There was a saying that Jenkins shared with me that's something like constraints breed creativity, something like this. What is the quote similar to constraints breed creativity? Oh, I like that from Orson Welles. The enemy of art is the absence of limitations. Without limits, there is no challenge. Without challenge, there is no creativity. Restrictions stimulate creativity. These are all good ones. Because for me, the way that I would convince is that I myself noticed that I had way different ideas about how to get CS against you because I wasn't allowed to hit you and I wasn't allowed to cast spells. So because of these limitations, I had to think of any other way that I could do it. And usually these ways are like the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh best way to get the CS. And in a Dota game itself, the majority of the time I'm only using 1 and 2, but there's absolutely times where 3 through 7 are useful. And if I always have 1 and 2 available to me, I'll very rarely get to practice 3 through 7. And that's like my best explanation that I can give right now of why that like constraint breeds creativity. We can get a POC. I don't know what a POC is. Is that POV? Oh, proof of concept. Success stories. Okay. So, okay. I can't tell. I feel like greedy because I feel like these classes are helping me as much as they're helping you guys, but that's probably good. Maybe it's helping me more. I don't fucking know. My thought about this is that today's class, my goal was I wanted to play against a few of you and I wanted to watch a few of you, and it ended up turning into how can we best understand what this benefits us to do, which makes sense. If I'm showing you a drill, you have to understand to some degree what it's doing for you. Hurdles to overcome. How is this useful? Constraints breeds creativity. Proof of concept, potentially. Would you guys... Okay. For the sake of simplicity, how many of you guys would like to do these drills? Like, I don't feel bad. How many of you actually were like, are kind of have this like, maybe I don't know now, but I believe this will help me. I'm going to try it. Okay. Because... Okay. Now the question is, how do we get people in the server doing it? Would an event be good? Maybe we just do an event. because for me, I'll just be at the event. I want to practice this shit too. Okay. Okay, guys, that's going to be the follow-up to today's class. I am going to make an event. I'm going to talk to the people about it. I'm going to have an event like next Friday or something. And it's going to be called Drill Day. This is great. Make an event called something like Drill Day. And I think this will be available to mainly Dojo Plus for now. I think we'll just do Dojo Plus. But I want us to effectively be accountability buddies for getting this shit done. Because I think it's really difficult to... I think it's really difficult to just, like, have the discipline to be like, I'm gonna fucking drill this shit out. So I think what we can do... okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna get back to you guys. I'm excited about this. This is pretty awesome. I'm glad to hear that you guys are open-minded about doing the drills. And we're gonna look to have, like, a drill day. I did say I had to go in 5 minutes, but then the guy I'm meeting with said he was gonna be late. Okay. Okay, guys, so just a recap of today's class. Last week we talked about CS drills. It culminated in basically only CSing against each other in a private lobby with level 1 and starting items and no spells and no harassing. And the goal was to breed innovation on different ways you can get CS. And in my opinion, it's not even inherently bad to, like, try to do crazy shit that you wouldn't normally be allowed to do in a game. I personally wouldn't, but maybe that's even something I should do. Something that I might be able to get away with. Maybe I try body blocking sometimes. Maybe I try, like, walking behind the guy. Because I do see really high-level mid laners do weird shit that I would never consider doing. So maybe what Green Man was doing was fine. It was actually better. But, like, the fact that he found an issue with it might be the issue. Meaning, like, how about it is better? It's just not an issue. You know what I mean? But the whole idea is, like, you're doing it to practice something. So if you think it's a waste of your time to, like, run into my tower and body block the creeps because you'll never do that in a game, then I just wouldn't do it. But if you could see a time where you would do that in the game, I think it'd be useful. But you never really know that until you try it, I guess. Limit testing? Yeah. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to look into having an event of sorts, and we're going to look into helping you guys practice on your own. That's the goal. So I do have to go. I'm really excited about this kind of stuff. We have a question submission class tomorrow, so make sure, you know, to get your submissions in if you want to get a question answered. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. CET for that class. And a reminder that none of the classes are getting streamed anymore. They are always eligible for content, so I don't want you to get the misconception that they're, like, completely private. But if there's something that I worry somebody might not want shared, I'll always ask first. But none of this is going to be streamed to a live audience. So just wanted to let you guys know about the future of the classes. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Hope you enjoyed yourselves today. I did. And I'll see you guys later.